Hello everyone and welcome back to Thornton Farm. So, as you can see, we're now in a wheel loader. Oh, I'm just causing chaos here. Sorry. Yeah, we've just bought this and we are actually going to be keeping this. This was not very expensive. Because we are loyal customers to the company, they had this one come up. I think it's about 10 years old or something. We managed to get it quite cheap. So what we've done is we've bought this and the buck rake on the front, and it's now time to sell all of our silage. So what we're going to do is head over to the main yard and begin selling. But we do need to rent, I know that word is getting annoying, isn't it? Rent a big trailer, because otherwise it's going to take forever. I'm thinking the big rolling trailer, it should come in handy quite a bit. So if we rent that for probably a day, that is the best thing to do. But I'll see you in the yard. Okay then, so here we are, and well, basically it wasn't totally fermented, so I've had to speed up time quite a bit. It's now almost dusk. It was morning before, but not to worry, because something has just worked in our favour a great deal. We've just had the great demand flash up for silage at the biogas plant. So not only are we going to do well out of this, we're going to do amazingly well. So this is going to be hopefully the best silage selling session ever. That is a mouthful. So yeah, let's turn the engine off on this first of all, because we don't actually need it currently. We need to jump onto the quad bike and we need to head over to the store. We did return the John Deere 7930, so we need to re-rent that and also rent a rolling trailer. Whether or not we'll be able to afford both of those again, I'm not sure. Skipping the daytime has been expensive because of the machinery maintenance costs. You have to pay for them whatever you're doing. So it's I think we've lost about £4,000 just by skipping the time. But if we can afford this, then we're going to make a fortune. Just realise, no one is holding the handlebars. This is quite scary. But it's certainly good for nipping about the map. Get around really fast with this. It's a bit busy. Okay, so this is the shop on the left hand side. Let's see if we can rent these two pieces of equipment which we need today. Hopefully we will be able to, otherwise that ATM is going to be used, unfortunately. Hate doing it, but we'll repay instantly because of the amount of money we're going to get from this. So, yes, we need to go into tractors. We need to go to the John Deere 7930. Rent it for... I usually do it for a day, but obviously that's not going to happen. So what about 6 hours? That is doable. So we'll do that. And then we need the rolling trailer. There are many of them. I want to go for the biggest one, really, because it's there is so much that needs to be sold. The capacity does vary, but I think with the silage sides on, it is 50,000 litres. So it will be roughly probably 4 loads in total. The last load might be quite empty. So that is enough, definitely. We don't want to be going any smaller. Again, 6 hours on there. And we should be good. So let's stick this behind the tractor. Well, in a minute anyway, because we need to take you back to the yard. Open the door. I do like renting stuff, and I also don't like renting stuff. I say it all the time. I hate it because you're basically losing the money, although it's very handy short term. Long term, it's not good. But yeah, obviously you can use the bigger, more expensive equipment for a lot less money if you rent. So there's positives and there's negatives. Now this should be a big enough tractor. It certainly looks big enough. Bodywork, keep at 7. Yep, that's the one we're going to go for, hopefully. Although I know these rolling trailers are quite sensitive to what you actually use. So we'll try it at that, otherwise it would dump trailer. And the quad bike is going to drive behind us, making its way back. There's our temporary worker. Off we go. Let's go and sell some silage. At this point you're probably wondering how we're actually going to sell the silage at the other end. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip it into the pit there, and most likely we'll just get the wheel loader again and sell it from there. It sounds like a slow procedure, but using the conveyor belt mod every single time might get a bit boring. And to be honest, with the wheel loader, with the buck rake we've got on the front of it, the capacity is so high that it doesn't really matter. It picks up so much in one go. Right then, so I'm going to try this. I don't know how well it's going to work. I think I'll position it about here. Obviously we'll stop the quad bike. The worker just randomly disappears. Get it put away. I think if we put it into the shed here. I think it's the workshop actually. It's a good place for it. So there we go. A handy thing. I do like it, but it was expensive. We better shut the door for security reasons. And let's begin loading. The buck rake is always a nice thing to use. And oh, I think I haven't really introduced this thing yet. This is the Case 721F. I believe it is a reskin of the New Holland pack. But it's nice to have, I think it's got different wheels as well actually. Nice to have different reskins. So, will it be compatible with this body type? Let's find out. It is, good. And look how quickly it's filling up. That is incredible. It's actually really tall. It's making it quite difficult. $8,000 litres in one go. Somebody actually said to me the other day, they say, why do you always work in litres? Well, in real life, unless it's a liquid, I never ever work in litres. It's only because of Farming Simulator. It tends to put everything into litres. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just not the unit I would work in. Like if it was this, I'd probably work in kilograms, I suppose. But yeah, I think it is actually quite a common thing for a manufacturer of a vehicle, for example a trailer, to actually measure the capacity of the trailer in litres. I think that is quite a well-known thing to do. I would not want to be doing this with a really small tractor and front loader. Wow, that would take forever. I mean, even that is only, what's that, 47% full. I think I probably put a bit too much in the middle. Gonna have to distribute that a bit better than what I've been doing. Going cab as well. The only issue with this one is it hasn't really got the sunroof, if you want to call it that. So you can't see too much above you. But we can't miss this great demand. It's, well, I was going to say once in a lifetime opportunity. It probably is. If you're playing on this speed, real-time speed, there's not going to be many great demands appearing. And just one more, well I was going to say one more load, but no, it's like 5% of this I would have thought. We'll just put a bit in there, pretty much filled it. But then we'll be ready to go. Let's get it sold as quickly as possible. A bit more in the front. And there we have it. It's full, and it looks it. So we'll just leave this here and head over to the BGA. Look at the size of that. I've been doing quite a lot of silage selling recently, and it's actually unfortunate it's turned out this way because I've done Naveswell and Thornton farm all within the space of a week, I think, which isn't ideal, but I do like doing it. It's not a bad job. But I think if I do it anymore, then we're going to have silage coming out of our ears. Okay, so relatively new to the map, so I just need to check where the BGA is. I have actually lost it. Where is it? There is one, but oh, there it is, biotech. Of course it is, the great big flashing tipping trailer. I think the best way to go is probably right out of here. Obviously this is quite a big trailer for the road here, but it should still be possible. Yep, this feels big. Very big trailer load, very heavy. And that field is, I don't like have some kind of cleaning disorder or anything, but when I see that messy field there, every single time I want to just get it drilled, want to get it done, because it looks so scruffy. Right, I need to remind myself, which way do you go in? Not down there. Must be the same entrance, but then you have to turn right instantly. Yes, I can see the silage pits over there. So that's where we need to put it. Quite a lot of weight heading down here. And yeah, basically, if it will allow us to, I think we'll probably just stick it straight into that silage pit. Yeah, if we had a conveyor, we could just tip it straight away into there, but well, for starters, we can't even afford it, so it's out of the question anyway. But we might as well just put it in here. Okay, that didn't really work. Silage is not accepted. It's like he's already got some in there actually, like just standard chaff. So I'm not surprised it's not accepted. Okay, that brings me to a whole new problem. We could put it in a placeable heap, or we could go against what I've just said and get a conveyor belt. And I don't really know what to do for the best. This is a bad situation. I think we will get a placeable heap. I really do. I know I'm creating more work for myself, but I just don't want to do exactly the same thing as Knaveswell Farm. So if we put it here, then at least we're relatively close to the processor. We're going to sell it all straight away anyway. It's not like we're going to leave it there in a great big pile. We're going to sell it instantly. Well, when we've brought it all here. Some of it will be left in the yard, but not much, because we do need to buy cows very soon. Hopefully I've gone for the right decision here. It's more money anyway if we buy a conveyor belt. More money, which we can't really afford. So just tipping it there. Great big dollop of fermented silage. And then we can head back for the next load. Well, the roads seem to be managing okay. We haven't totally destroyed them with the amount of weight on the back here. But I have to say, it's a very good setup. Now, as this is a rented tractor, we can actually choose anything. But the John Deere just sort of stood out to me to being the best tractor for this job. I don't know why. Probably because I've used it recently, so I already know what its capabilities are. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it doing this. It's not a bad job for it. So once again, let's load it up. I think it is going to be 3 full loads and we'll leave the rest because we do need to leave some for the cows, whenever that may be. So basically we'll be selling 150,000 litres in total, because we've still got 104,000 left, excluding what's in the buck rake at the moment. And it also makes a nice change having a different brand of wheel loader, because there's not many about in Farming Simulator. There isn't a great selection. I have to say though, the ones that there are, JCB, the New Holland, and the Liebherr, they are all very nice machines. They're all very well detailed, no glitches or anything. But I've used them, and I'm sure you have as well, used them so many times because obviously they're getting a bit old now because FS17 is on the horizon. So we're kind of overusing the equipment quite a bit. But yeah, they have done justice by far. They are really good machines. And here we go, final load for this trailer load. I'm doing this blind. I can see it in the shadow. Otherwise it's blind. Well, it's going in. It's kind of coming out through the bottom again. Oh no, tiny bit left remaining. Just a tiny bit. That should do us. There we go. Oh, don't drop it on the floor. Right, so we'll put it here once again. Head down to the shop, or the sell point I should say, BGA, and tip another load, 2 of 3. What if I can turn around here? Should be able to. It's always pulling out of here, which is the difficult part. When we come to selling it in a few minutes, I think the best thing to do will be to put it on a time lapse and speed up dramatically, like 600 or 700%, and it'll probably look really funny selling it at that speed. So that's what I'm going to do. In real time, it's probably going to take 10 minutes, probably. Not too long, but it's quite a big job. So if it's limited down to like 30 seconds, it'll be hilarious. But this is load number 2, tipping into the pile. And then we'll be heading back for the final load. We should have exactly 100,000 litres here, I think. Yes, we do. And here we are for the final load. So just put the trailer back there. And let's get it loaded up as quickly as possible. I really don't want to miss this great demand. Just while I'm thinking about it, we've got 17 hours remaining, and the price per tonne currently on the silage is £2,379 per tonne. Very impressive. I can't wait to see how much we make out of this. This is really going to benefit the farm a great deal. We'll finally be out of debt, hopefully forever, but we do need to repay the loan, and I mustn't forget that, because that would be kind of cheating if we took out the loan and never repaid it. But this is it, the final bit we need to put on the buck rake. And there is, well, 1% remaining. It's not very impressive, but the fill level is still over 7,000 litres. And it will be more than that, because we're going to tip some of this back. So there's enough for the cows, that's for sure. Tip this back into the pit. And we're leaving here 11,357 litres. So not bad really. Let's get the buck rate folded up and we'll head over to the BGA to do our massive silage selling session. What I can't say very quickly, that is a mouthful. Where are you going? Fool! We're going over here. Sorry, I just get really infuriated with my workforce sometimes. They're just totally useless. Oh, now we're towing him. Or her. No, it's a him by the look of it. Right, come on. It's like talking to a dog. Well, it might get there eventually. Let's just head over there. No, I don't think they've quite managed it. They've not got the grasp of driving a wheel loader. You actually have to keep the steering wheel in a straight line. I think... oh, right, they're sacked. We will come back for that later on, and we will do it all ourselves. It must be easier that way. So we have a great big job of selling 150,000 litres of fermented silage. That is quite a job. Luckily we've got the high capacity buck rake, but it's still going to take a while. So let's tip load number 303 into the pile. The pile looks really small, surprisingly. We could actually get a worker to do it, but I fear it would be easier to do it ourselves. Almost crashed into it. Underestimated the turning there. But while that's tipping, I'm going to begin my walk back. This may take a while. Okay, we're finally here. Let's take it then. And this time, hopefully it won't crash. And then we can begin the big silage selling session. I should probably stop trying to say that, because it's just not going to happen. Right, so we're at the complex. Let's get the buck rake unfolded already. Then we'll have to move the traction trailer out of the way. And then it begins. We'll put it here. And we don't need the engine running. So let's make a big start. I think the indicator is still on. Yes. We may have to speed up time a bit because obviously it takes a while for it to process. And this isn't the easiest place to pick it up from, but let's just see how much we get from the first load. So, to start off with, roughly £19,000 per buck rake load. That's impressive. Okay, time-lapse time. Well, I had to stop the time-lapse early because, well, it wasn't working too well due to the speed this was picking up, and it also has obviously gone very dark and very late, so you can't really see too much anyway. Therefore, I've done most of it off screen, but you can clearly see the money there. And I think we have one more load after this one to do, and then we'll be done. So it certainly pays off in the end. And bearing in mind, this is all from one field. Incredible. So much money from one field. And this should be it. Yep, the pile is really small now. Should all fit into there. Yeah, there's a tiny bit left. It's not quite picking it up. There we go. And yeah, it does get stuck on it sometimes. But there we go. That is everything. Let's just put it into here. Hopefully you can still see okay. Put the big work lights on, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we go. So right, that is £350,439. Really impressive, and hopefully this is going to be a turning point for the farm, because we have been struggling financially, but now we own a wheel loader and all that money, we should be able to buy some decent equipment, also buy some cows, and some other animals as well. But that is it for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and until next time, thanks for watching and see you again soon. Bye for now.